Right now, you are reading this sentence. No other species on Earth can do that. 8 billion humans exist today. Millions of other species exist too. Only one builds cities. Only one writes books. Only one asks why it exists. Why? Out of every species that ever lived, why did only one become rational? To answer that, we have to go back. Not centuries, not millennia. We have to go back 4.5 billion years. Back then, Earth had no name, no witnesses, no mind to notice anything. Its surface was an ocean of molten rock. Asteroids slammed into it constantly. Then, against impossible odds, something happened. Life began. We still don't know exactly how, but the first cells were simple, almost nothing. And here's the first strange fact. Life appeared fast. Intelligence did not. For nearly 3 billion years, Earth produced nothing smarter than a single cell. 3 billion years. No tools, no fire, no one looking at the stars. If you'd visited Earth back then, you'd assume nothing interesting would ever happen. Why did evolution take so long to build a mind? It had millions of chances. It produced none. Eventually, animals appeared, then predators, then entire ecosystems, teeming with life. Still, nothing close to intelligence. Species rose. Species vanished. None left a legacy. Then, 245 million years ago, dinosaurs arrived. They ruled Earth for 165 million years. If all of human history were one day, dinosaurs ruled for 8 months straight. And in all that time, no writing, no telescopes, no civilization, nothing. If intelligence is so useful, why didn't evolution build it sooner? It had millions of chances. It produced none. Then, 66 million years ago, everything changed in a single afternoon. An asteroid, 10 kilometers wide, struck what is now Mexico. The impact released more energy than 1 billion atomic bombs. Wildfires swept across continents. The sky turned black for months. Most dinosaur species vanished within years. If that asteroid had missed Earth by a few hours, you would not exist. Small mammals, hiding underground, survived the disaster. Among them, early primates. Primates that lived in trees. And living in trees rewrote their biology. Depth perception sharpened. Hands grew more flexible. Brains, slowly, grew larger. Not because evolution was planning ahead. Evolution never plans ahead. It only rewards what keeps an animal alive today. Around 7 million years ago, one branch of primates stood up. Literally. They started walking on 2 legs. This single change freed their hands. Free hands could carry things, carry tools. For the first time, biology had a partner, technology. The first tools were just sharp stones, crude, unimpressive, world-changing. Generation after generation, brains grew, slowly, a few cubic centimeters at a time. Then, around 2 million years ago, Homo erectus appeared. They walked out of Africa. They crossed entire continents on foot. And they did something no species had done before. They controlled fire. Fire meant warmth. Fire meant protection. Fire meant cooked food. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham believes cooked food unlocked more energy for the brain. More energy meant more room to grow, and the brain kept growing. But a bigger brain alone doesn't build a civilization. Something else had to happen first. Humans had to become social in a way no other species ever was. Cooperation became more valuable than raw strength. A group that shared food survived. A group that shared knowledge survived longer. Each generation no longer started from zero. It inherited the last one's discoveries. This is the real difference between us and every other animal. Most species run on instinct. We run on inheritance of ideas, not just genes. For a long time, Earth wasn't home to one human species. It was home to several. Homo habilis, Homo erectus, Neanderthals, all living at the same time on the same planet. Then, around 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared in Africa. At first, we were nothing special. We weren't the strongest. Neanderthals were more powerful and built for the Ice Age. We weren't the fastest. We weren't the most dangerous predator on the savannah. So what made us different? We got exceptionally good at one thing: working together with strangers. Small groups merged into larger ones. Larger ones became communities. And language was the key that made it possible. Words let ideas travel further than any single lifetime. We started telling stories, and stories did something no other animal had ever managed. They let thousands of strangers trust each other and cooperate without ever meeting. That kind of large-scale cooperation doesn't exist anywhere else in nature. With it, our tools improved, our hunting improved, our numbers grew. We crossed deserts, we crossed oceans, we reached nearly every continent on Earth. But the biggest leap was still ahead of us. About 12,000 years ago, humans stopped chasing food and started growing it. Agriculture changed everything. Food became predictable. Populations exploded. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. Cities became civilizations. Writing appeared. For the first time, knowledge didn't die when a person did. Ideas could now survive for thousands of years, waiting to be read. Civilizations rose. Trade connected continents. Science emerged from curiosity. And eventually, humans built something that let them ask the biggest question of all: the telescope. Suddenly, Earth wasn't the center of anything. It was one rock among billions. We found billions of stars, then billions of planets orbiting them, and a new question, harder than any before, appeared. If there are this many worlds, where is everyone else? No alien signal has ever been confirmed. No alien ship has ever been found. Scientists call this the Fermi paradox, and nobody has solved it. Maybe life is common, and intelligence is the rare part. Maybe 1,000 planets have oceans full of microbes and nothing more. Think about everything that had to happen for you to exist. A 10-kilometer rock had to hit Earth at exactly the wrong moment for dinosaurs. Primates had to climb trees for no reason except survival. One ape had to stand up and free its hands. A different mutation, a different climate, a different asteroid trajectory. Remove just one event, and there's no language, no cities, no telescopes, no you. We are not the result of a plan. We are the result of a chain. A chain so fragile, it's a wonder it never broke. And yet, here you are. Made of atoms forged inside dead stars. Atoms that somehow arrange themselves into something that can study the stars back. That is what makes us strange. Not that we exist, but that we noticed. So maybe the universe isn't silent because there's no one out there. Maybe it's silent because the chain we survived almost never survives at all. We didn't just get lucky once, we got lucky thousands of times in a row. And maybe that's the real answer to "Are we alone?" Not yes, not no, just rare. Impossibly, almost unbelievably rare. You are not just looking at the stars tonight. You are the only known proof that something, somewhere, finally looked back.